Chapter 319. Blue Lock concluded on a moment of intense suspense. Isagi and Rin, the eternal rivals, launched a two-man counterattack, and anticipation for what would happen next was high. Now, the wait is over. Chapter 320, titled Hero or Die, marked a significant turning point in their partnership, but the story didn't stop there. Chapter 321, Relentless, delivered a surprising psychological aftermath. Together, these chapters present a great example of tension and release, beginning with a bold strategic change and concluding with Isagi Yoichi taking his philosophy of ego to a formidable new level. In this analysis, we will conduct a chronological breakdown of the play that changed the game and then explore the notable mid-match confrontation that has set the result of this match. Chapter 320 takes us back in time, opening not on the field but within the high tension of the halftime locker room. The mood is somber, but through that doubt, one player rises, stepping up not just as a striker, but as a strategist and leader. Yoichi Isagi proposes a strategy that is both bold and risky. He articulates a new tactical approach. Instead of a conventional full-team offensive, Isagi suggests that their attacking power should be concentrated and funneled through two central players, himself and the dynamic Rin Itoshi. This is a high-stakes tactical gambit. Isagi's plan is simple in concept, but complex in its execution. He envisions himself and Rin carving a path directly through the center of the pitch with a series of high-speed 1-2 passes. Their goal would be to create a threat so focused and intense that the strong Nigerian defense would have no choice but to collapse inward on them. This induced chaos would then, in theory, create opportunities on the flanks for players like Bachira, Chijiri, and Hiyori to exploit. It's a strategy that represents a significant evolution in Isagi's thinking. He is no longer just trying to predict the flow of the game. He is actively seeking to dictate it. He is leveraging his intense rivalry with Rin, making a bold bet that their shared hunger for a goal will ignite a powerful chemical reaction. The reactions are a mix of shock and intrigue. This isn't just a plan. It's a statement. Isagi is asserting his vision for victory, asking the team to place its faith in the most volatile partnership on the field. Rin's silent, intense look is all the confirmation needed. The challenge has been accepted. Isagi isn't just asking Rin to be a partner, he's challenging him to keep up, setting the stage for a duel within a duet. Just as we are processing the weight of Isagi's strategic gamble, the chapter pivots, pulling us into a flashback from 30 days prior. We find Rin Itoshi not on a football pitch, but in the stark environment of a monastery, undertaking a mind-focused training regimen. A monk instructs him to meditate, to find a state of mu, or nothingness, and to empty his mind of attachments. But for a soul as defined by conflict as Rin, this is a difficult task. The moment he closes his eyes, his nothingness is immediately consumed by the two figures who define his ego. His rival, Yoichi Isagi, declaring his intent to become the world's #1, and his older brother, Sai Itoshi, whose words still affect him. These two individuals represent the core conflict that fuels Rin's existence. Sai is the ghost of the past, the original genius he has always measured himself against. Isagi is the ghost of the present, the unpredictable force who challenges his on-field supremacy. While the monk advises letting go of these ego-driven attachments, Rin arrives at a different and more destructive conclusion. He realizes that attempting to achieve a state of detachment is a betrayal of his nature. His very identity is forged in his drive to surpass them both. In a moment of clarity, Rin understands that to reach a new level, he cannot simply refine his old self. He must be reborn on the field not as a strategist or technician, but as a beast of destruction, a primal force that operates beyond the constraints of logic or strategy. This internal monologue is crucial. It's the reasoning for the instinct-driven play that is about to unfold. Snapped back to the present, the twin aces put their plan into action, catching the Nigerian defense off guard. What follows is a sequence of football played at a high speed. Isagi and Rin exchange fast passes, a blur of motion through the center of the field. Isagi activates his metavision, seeing every piece on the board, while Rin enters his predator eye state, his world shrinking until only the goal exists. Just as Isagi planned, the pull of their central attack creates disorder. A series of blocked shots further disorients Nigeria's defenders. When the final blocked shot sends the ball high, Both Isagi and Rin see their opportunity. Isagi, the logician, calculates his approach for the final move. But Rin, having embraced his role as the destroyer, decides to use Isagi's plan as a launch pad for his own move. In a display of genius, Rin intercepts the pass meant for Isagi, uses Isagi's own back as a foothold to launch himself into the air, and unleashes an instinct-driven volley. The ball goes into the net. Blue Lock takes a 3-0 lead. The stadium reacts, and in the aftermath, Isagi confronts Rin. Instead of anger, there is acknowledgement. Isagi asks if it was all planned, and Rin confirms it was. He reveals he had been observing Isagi's patterns, predicting that Isagi's focus on logic would create a fractional delay, a blind spot a predator could exploit. It's a key revelation. Rin's instinct wasn't random. It was a calculated instinct that used Isagi's own logic against him. The goal was the climax of Chapter 320, but Chapter 321 revealed the surprising fallout. While the Nigerian team is despondent, one player, Bello, tries to rally his teammates, arguing that even in a loss, this new, ego-driven style of soccer is fun. They find a bit of hope, deciding to fight for the pride of scoring just one goal. And that's when Isagi intervenes. He walks directly into the opposing team's huddle and challenges their newfound optimism. Isagi calls their group enthusiasm meaningless, comparing it to watching an interesting movie. He tells them that by shifting the responsibility to the group, they are avoiding the real issue, a lack of individual accountability. This act of high confidence surprises the Nigerian players. Isagi's psychological warfare targets their ace, Onazi, who admits his frustration and his inability to win as he currently is. Seizing the opportunity, Isagi challenges him directly. Do you want a memorable battle, or do you want to become a hero? Onazi declares his true desire, to become the world's #1 striker. In a move reminiscent of Ego Jinpachi, Isagi tosses the ball to his opponent and tells him to try and crush him. He isn't just trying to win the game, he is actively creating a new rival to overcome on his path to the top. Chapters 320 and 321 delivered a key moment for the entire Blue Lock series. Chapter 320 marked the complex evolution of the Isagi-Rin rivalry into a weapon of great synergy. Isagi, the logician, architected a scenario, but it was Rin, the beast of destruction, who provided the genius touch that elevated the plan. His goal was not a betrayal of Isagi's strategy, but its ultimate, unpredictable fulfillment. Then, Chapter 321 showed us the next stage of Isagi's evolution. He's no longer just defeating rivals. He's now instructing them in the ways of ego, creating stronger opponents for his own growth. He has embodied Jinpachi Ego's philosophy to the point that he is now teaching it to his enemies mid-match. This is the fusion of high-level intelligence and unfiltered ego that Blue Lock was created to find. But what are your thoughts? Is Isagi's new role as an egoist teacher a sign of confidence or a reckless gamble? And can the newly awakened Onazi actually challenge him? Let me know all of your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive analysis, please destroy that like button, subscribe for more in-depth Blue Lock content, and be sure to ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.